Officer of Business and Minister for Defence, Mr. Kawabul Wan, Chairman of SPH Media Trust, Mr. Chan Lim Kit, CEO of SPH Media, Mr. Wong Wei Kong, Editor-in-Chief of the English Malay Tamil Media Group, Mr. Nazri Mokhtar, Editor of Berita Harian, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Have you heard of a recent social media trend called the Meet Your Younger Self for Coffee? If I could meet mine, the 18-year-old Aishah, who had just flunked her A-levels, would be shocked to see me studying tonight. 10 years ago, no university wanted me. I remember watching my friends move on while I stayed behind, feeling like a disappointment to my late mother. I kept getting rejected and took not one, not two, but 3 gap years. Those were initially very lonely and very uncertain for me. But they became the most defining years of my life because I rediscovered my passion for Malay creative writing. I began learning about poetry and started to share my love for words with other youths. What started as a way to make sense of failure became a way to build a community to write stories that remind us of who we are and what we can be. When I finally entered university as a social science student, I learned that my struggles in my younger school years were not because I was lazy or less capable. I could finally see the structural realities behind my struggles that many of my friends didn't have, such as worrying over pocket money, not having nutritious food at home, and a home filled with tension, conflict, and blackouts that made it hard for me to rest or study. Just when I thought things were finally turning around, life tested me again. In my final year of university, my late mother suffered a brain tumor. Between lectures and essays, I was running to and from the hospital and the university trying to hold everything together. I wrote assignments on the bus and outside the wards, whispering to myself that I couldn't stop now, not after coming this far. In those moments, I fell back on poetry. Writing has become my refuge, my way of making sense of grief and chaos. My late mother eventually succumbed to her illness 2 years ago. She was deeply passionate about Malay language and culture, and I wanted her spirit to live on. And that's why I co-founded Meja Chunting, a collective for young Malay writers to honor her legacy. Meja Chunting aims to shine light on social issues and global affairs through creative expression. And since I have been given the honor to stand before so many leaders and change makers tonight, I want to use my privilege to share a poem, Aksara, the written word, which I wrote as part of my aspiration for world peace. Aksara. Andainya pena sebilah pedang menembus kertas seluas padang, merobek kalbu penuh berbisa, membuih kata minda terpenjara. Andainya pena sebilah parang membelah kisah tanpa temberang, pahlawan pujangga bertarung kata, aksara rasmi buang segeta. Andainya pena sebilah keris gaman pusaka kejam terhiris, inti sejarah makin berdebu, curahkan dakwat usah membisu. Dawat merah tertewas kata, biarlah luka diganti tinta. It is a huge honor to receive this Berita Harian Young Achiever of the Year award, and I would like to dedicate it to my late mother, Nur Hasna Adam, whom I know would be very proud of me today. To my husband, Ami, for always bringing out the best in me and to my siblings, aunts, parents-in-law, family and friends for your love, prayers, and faith in me. Thank you to Berita Harian for uplifting Malay voices and celebrating journeys that often begin in uncertainty and hardship. And finally, I would tell my younger self that the path ahead may not always be a straight line, but every turn was leading her somewhere worth arriving at. Thank you.
Thank you.